Didn't do any quote self-care stuff today because I had chores to do. No, it does help. It does help. I do like 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how it feels, of soaking, of soaking in the sun, especially with the tops of the part where I have the damage on my shins, and it has radically helped. We got a lot of crap and pus out of there this summer. It swelled up. It was horrible. When I do drink the aloe and stuff regularly, it cleans out a lot of stuff and helps with the clean out the stuff through the digestive system and stuff from the reaction I have from that vaccine. That's bad news. That was 5 years ago. Well, every time something comes up, pesticides, herbicides, diesel fuel, whatever, my body has so much crap in it from having to do the job at this and other things that they've done to me, because I volunteered to take the suffering of the poor to get the technology to understand the lowest of the low is the highest of the high, and to get the technology to have to stop the people that are doing this. And it's very hard. And I volunteered to do it because I can. I can survive it without going mad. I can think without being illogical. Like with, people, well, they'll kill you. It's like, yeah, okay, so they've been trying to kill you. They found you can't breed me out. Okay. That if you have my grandma or my mom, they can have a relationship with killers, natural born killers, right? And then the boy will come out the way the mom needs. Okay, to protect the mom from the dad, the males taking, either killing God or turning themselves into God. And so the son is the Ark of the Covenant through the Holy Grail. So then their only thing, I think it was during the Holocaust, was they were going to study it, but then if they couldn't fix it, then they were just going to kill all the women. That's why they killed so many women with their babies during the Holocaust. They were trying to get people like my grandmother. And my grandmother my grandmother gave birth to my mom, and my mom gave birth to me. Okay. My grandma Mildred didn't have any sons. She had a daughter. And then her daughter met my dad, and then they produced the kid like King David. Okay. So, it can skip, quote, generations when, where and when the boy needs to be. And so it's interesting the way that the genetics works, because it's based on a molecular structure that has a consistent spirit. So you got to have, you're not going to have a boy here when there's already a temple for that soul there. Do you get it? And so, yeah, I know there was time in between, and I don't ask me how that stuff works. I'm not ask Elon Musk. Maybe he's got it all figured out. No, he's an interesting person. Yeah, I've connected to him more than I've connected to the president. Elon is he thinks differently than I do, but they haven't tried to kill him off the face of the planet for stopping their power or their delusions thereof. I'm the type of person who will kill you out there. Like what happened with me, Sierra Vista, with Angela May, Michael Aquino. Where the devil is. Oh, yeah, like I haven't heard this before. It's like there are fates worse than death, like listening to you talk. Right? Most people are like, oh my God, it's the devil. I'm like, oh shit, really? Like I haven't heard this before. Look, and so it's like, we'll kill you off the face of the planet. Well, then that will be vacation all I ever wanted. Vacation got to get away. They're like, what? You can't do that. Look, life is eternal, grace is infinite. Okay, so the suffering of you can take my body and put it in a pod and blow it up in the thing and stuff, and the spirit of Earl is still going to feel the suffering of Emily and Kate here on Earth because you guys won't live the Lord's Prayer. So then I'm going to sit there and turn into a black spot on the sun, go supernova, and blow all you bastards up so everyone will be free from the prison that is Earth. Okay? Just kidding, but you know what I mean. I'm not Just being melodramatic. I'm connecting to Elon Musk here. Work with me, okay? So, get your uranium? Okay. Go get your check and die. And so Earl Parsons, what? Hey, Mel Brooks and Robin Williams did it. What can I say? I'm a unique individual intellectually. Okay, radically. I was watching some of that True Self. I was like, what is the point of this show? How we can enjoy philanthropizing ourselves to death. Really. Those attractive women waiting tables. Right. Can't you get your own shit? Can't you do your own dishes? But you said the thing about, I know the rapist from Mecca who the Medina. Yes, okay. Look. She works hard for the money, so hard for it, hummy. She works hard for the money, so you better treat her right. Money's not real. Every woman should be able to take a load off, man. Every woman should be able to get up and do what she needs to do. And then run a hot bath and light a candle if they want to. No, scented candles are bad. What if I have open windows or something like that? Me and Patrick had some. It depends, I think, on the sense. I think if you use natural, like incense, Solomon used to burn incense to keep predatory bugs away from his kids and grandchildren. Certain things would make the bugs go away. And they happen to smell good. That happened with Little Hawk and his girl Sage. They'd burn certain things and it would keep the bugs away from the kiddos. The predatory likes mosquitoes and stuff. And so there's a lot of times there's a reason why. I don't want to like this Jennifer Lopez person. She's a huge pain in my head. God dang, when that woman comes in. When I was cutting Anna's lawn over there, I took the lawnmower over there and I cut her because they needed a good, it needed it. I'll go buy it, and Dad has it. And my dad came back and gave Dad the Target card that she gave me and said, here, because it's your lawnmower, Dad. He said, I'm so glad you did that for her. I'm like, yeah, it was a little voice in my head. It just said, Earl, get your Forrest Gump up there. And it was nice. It was nice to be able to do. And it looks nice. And that's what's fun about it, is it looks nice. And it'll be nice for, about another week or two or more. And then we'll cut it for fall. And then it'll be nice all the way through the season. So, and I told him that, you guys, I'll be back. I'll do this, so we're neighbors. We do this for each other. And I used it to cut all the things with all the herbicides on it, so we'd have less chemical poisoning and we'd breathe better this summer. And I know I don't wear I hate COVID mask. I despise COVID mask. They do help to a certain degree. But eventually, sometimes your immune system just has to go, okay, this is what we're doing, this is what we got to deal with. And then you just got to tough it out. Oh, I hate being this tough. It's horrible. The other day I was walking around and I get the scientific community in my head, the worst abused person in the history of the world. And they're all, no, that's not true. Oh, I don't want to hear that John McCain and the Hanoi Hilton. John McCain dropped bombs on children, dropped napalm on children. Okay. He didn't deserve to be tortured in the Hanoi Hilton. He deserved to be taken out and shot. Okay. He was an asshole. And then from the whites of the left side, it's, Nelson Mandela. And yeah, I get it. Nelson did something violent to get himself incarcerated. He did do a bad thing. He reacted violently and he got in trouble. Okay. Steve, on the other hand, they killed because I'm more like Steve. Okay. But, okay. God damn. Okay. What they did in my house that affected my family, okay, and turned me into a science project, what they did with Amy, what they did with Stephanie, no, that's horrible. Okay. You have no privacy, you have no intimacy. Okay. And on a subconscious level, people want you to do things the way the corporations want them done so we can have protection from that corporation. Technologically and economically, and it's not protection. Protection is the truth, and then the privacy of truth, and then the faithful love of truth. I'm the Messiah for a reason, assholes. And so I'm sitting there explaining to people, and Senya Sin was explaining, says, no, Earl, you have been abused more insidiously and worse than any other man on the history of the planet. And other people, what about this and that? Look, we all are given choices, okay? Unless the person that you're saying got wronged and sent to jail and had this horrible life is a living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer and is being tortured to death by corporations for trying to deliver us all from evil with the perfection of the Lord's Prayer, I don't want to fucking hear it out of your fucking face. Okay. Thanks, Elon Musk. This really helped. He helped me articulate this a lot better, going, do you see what he's talking about? Do you understand him? Okay. When he talked to the young man at Tractor Supply, and he talked about mathematics, and he said mathematics isn't the true understanding. Humility is what saves us from the perception of mathematics. If you try to quantify the universe in your brain, you drive yourself mad because you lack the humility to accept the essence of existence that cannot be quantified by your brain. And the guy goes, oh, I get it. Yeah. So, and he does that. Parsons comes in and bam, and it's like, what? And then it's like, no, Cooper and Farrah Fowler wouldn't show up because they like doing what they're doing, and they like being condescending, abrasive, abusive, and manipulative. And if they showed up and everybody saw and Parsons could say, hey, and it's like, oh, we can't do this anymore. I know. Isn't that glorious? It's Independence Day. You don't have to worry about a big spaceship flying over the White House and going, because you already did it all those years ago. Do you understand? No, Musk, he's not a dumb kid. He has certain kind of inherent disabilities. And so it's hard for him to think. I sat and watched the stuff, and then I watched the thing on Elon Musk about what he thinks about religion, and then I watched and I went, okay. No, I get the kid. I've worked with kids, the kids at lockup, the one kid, what was his name, Dylan, or what, the one with they labeled as Asperger's. And that I said, don't be dumb. And he sits there and he writes down a Einstein quote. Okay, you're just bored shitless. Because the rest of these kids are stupid. They're not stupid. No. We're all different. Okay. Stupid is, oh God, I don't know how to explain it. No, it's hard to explain stupid. Arrogance is easier to explain, so let's explain arrogance. Arrogance is trapping the glory of the soul in the ego and then enforcing that ego on everybody because you're brilliant, right? And then stupid reacts to brilliance, and if you don't react to brilliance of the arrogance of the ego, you get tortured and abused. It's like you're going to torture and abuse anyway. Yeah, but you might as well be the torturer and the abuser than the tortured and the abused. Fuck, you're right. And so, see, that's very hard. So stupid, those kids in lockup aren't stupid. They're just trying to survive, and it's real hard. It's like that one Native American said about Native indigenous kids here before the European migration. He said they try to go down the river of life with one foot in the white man's rowboat and one foot in a canoe, and that's hard to do. It's like, yeah, it is. You can't. You gotta, like my mom used to say, you gotta shit or get off the pot. I'll try to make one more because this is getting very deep and in very ways intellectual to help us correct ourselves before technology has to find ways to do it for us, because they're not using technology to just share the truth of the Lord's Prayer so we can just live it and go, yay. So I'll be back. I love you guys. Thanks, dude. That was interesting. All right, peace out.